Hey guys, welcome back to Jaylee's channel. Let's talk about consignment and what is it? How do you do it? How can it help you as an artist? And all the other questions, hopefully, I'll answer. While I do it, I'm going to be assembling my pictures for consignment. This is the tape I was recommended. I love it. It's tedious, but I love it. So I'm going to be mapping my frames, getting ready for my next consignment opportunity, and getting that supply built up. So while that's happening, if you're wondering how to plan your consignment for your prints, just watch the video. But as far as me explaining it, that's more of listening to the video, if that makes sense. So consignment is, I Googled the definition. It is an agreement to pay a supplier of goods after the goods are sold. So, in other words, I take my prints to a business, and as they sell, I get paid for it. I like this because I'm not paying for them to be in a gallery, so I'm not renting wall space. I'm not losing out on another addition of percentage on top of that when a piece sells. What I'm doing is I'm displaying my work in boutiques, and once they sell, I give the business owner a certain percentage and I get the rest. And it's a win for the business owner because they also get profit without having to pay up front. So if it doesn't sell, it's no loss out of their pocket. It's a win-win for everybody, really. So, what you need to do this is you need your materials. What are you going to be selling? Are you going to be selling 3D items? Are you going to be making prints? Are you going to do originals? You need to decide what you're going to be displaying or selling at these places. You also need a contract. It's not a personal thing. That classic, it's not personal, it's just business. This does a good job of holding you and your business partner on the responsibility level of making sure you're getting done what you're supposed to get done. In this contract, you include what percentage the business owner will get. You'll also include how often you'll get paid. You'll include the duration of your work being there. All of those specific things will be the in the contract. You also need a positive attitude, so let's not forget about that, okay? Nobody wants to do business and work with an artist or other entrepreneur if they're not a pleasant to be around, right? You also need an outreach letter. So I have typed out an outreach letter that I send out to the boutiques that I want to work with, introducing myself, introducing my concept of what I do, and if we could meet each other. It's not a yes or no answer from the letter, it's just introducing myself. Um, on there, I also include my social media and my website information. I don't copy and paste to each business. I'm not going to reach out to 10 different styles of boutiques if my work doesn't coincide with what they sell, right? So I'm going to make each letter unique to each business owner. And that's where it comes to your research, right? They're going to read your letter. And if it's generic and not heartfelt, they're going to get that sense. And they might do business with you, they might not, but it's just, you don't want to get into that habit of copy and paste. How to greet the business partners, be professional. No, you don't have to be suit and tie. I mean, ideally, you would know the vibe of the shop whenever you go and meet with them. I think I wore jeans and a clean shirt. but as far as being professional, I greeted them by their name. I was on time for our meeting. I went into it honestly. I told them what I do know, what I don't know, and how I plan to go about things. And I also listened to how they go about their business because it's not my job to come in and stomp around on their business. Um, be confident too. Listen and also stand your ground on what you're comfortable with your prices, how soon you want to get your work in there. Be smart about the types of conversation you have and be purposeful. Once you come with an agreement, you'll want to advertise for them in the sense of giving them a shout out on your social media. If you have a website, put their shop logo somewhere on your website and say my art's featured in this shop, right? Things like that is advertisement for that company, and that owner will remember that and they will appreciate that. If they end up being a great business partner, it's just going to prolong y'all doing business together. And those are good habits that you're going to want to get into. After that, you're going to want to follow up with the business owners. Once your work is in their stores, you're going to want to make sure that they're happy with your products, that their clients are happy with their products, that your products are actually selling and they're not just taking up space. You'll want to refill inventory. So if 4 of your pieces sold and there's no more of that, well, you should go take some more because clearly it's being sold. So go get you some more money, right? And then you'll also want to build a relationship with the business owner. I mean, you're not supposed to be best friends or anything, but you'll want to get to know who they are and what they enjoy, and you'll want to be a treat for them. As an artist perspective, they'll keep you in mind because if they hear about art opportunities, they'll be like, oh, I know somebody who's great and who's easy to work with, right? So build those relationships with people that you do work with. It'll pay off in the long run as well. And then once you do all that, you got to do it all over again. Find the next business, keep the stocks full, and keep it going. My goal is to, of course, get into a lot of boutiques here on the island where I'm at, but then I want to reach out to Houston, and then I want to reach out to the rest of the state, and then I want to reach out to the nation. The pro is that it would be quote unquote my residual income once I get a good supply and demand. The con of getting started is getting the supply out there. I have to manually prep these frames. I have to contact the business owners and see what's selling, see what's not, right? It's it can be a lot, but if the payoff is worth the energy put into it, it's worth it. It's a way to make income. So that's basically a summed up idea of what is consignment. If you are more interested in knowing like the details of consignment, I can make a video on how I've reached out to business owners, my letters that I use, um, ways I follow up with them because sometimes they're busy and they may get your email and then they open it, but then somebody calls their name and then they forget and you put on the back shelf, right? How do you get back in front of them? How do you reach back out? How do you make a name for yourself and a good reputation? So if you have any questions or want to know more about this plan, I'd be happy to make more videos. It's pretty not easy. I mean, I guess it's easy. It's simple, but it's a lot. This is a really good way to get your name across the nation without having to do too much, but still getting your word out there. If you're not wanting to do just commission over and over and over, this is a good way to get that out there. Not having to pay like the Etsy prices or Amazon prices or your online show, right? To sell prints, this is a good way to just have it sitting on shelves and having people buy your work. So as I'm finishing up all of the tape on my prints and my frames, and then I bag it into a nice, pretty little seal. Um, I put them on a shelf. This shelf is what's going to be at the place I'll be consigning with. It's going to be at a business called Mom's Farm to Table. She's a super sweet business owner, and she's willing to help out small businesses in her community in several ways. So, starting February 1st, my work will be in her shop. And I'm so excited to see what comes from this and to grow more with the business owner. I'm excited to see my work in another shop on the island and maybe somebody buys it and they give me a shout out, right? Those are things that will happen eventually. And I'm doing it. This is just another step of making my dream come true. The stand looks really cute. I got the rack from Target. I can add more. I don't have to overdo it either. And there she is in all her glory. I'm really proud of myself. And this is just another task completed and achieved. And it's not done. I'm going to have to keep achieving it over and over. I'm not taking it for granted, but it's awesome.